All right.
Hi.
Pleasure to be joined by Daphne Mitchell, LSU assistant coach. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
8 years working with Coach Mulkey.
Mm-hmm.
Take me back to when she said, Daphne, we're going to Baton Rouge.
I remember that text message. It was more of a, hey, can everyone come to my house real quick? And then, we got there, and we had already saw the rumor circulating on Twitter, and we actually had talked before that as a staff, and she said that she didn't, she's like, I hadn't heard from them. And she hadn't at the time. She's like, I don't know where all these rumors are coming from. It's just people, wishful thinking, I guess. And then maybe a couple days later, she's like, so will you go if I go? Will you go if I go? And everyone was like, we're moving to Baton Rouge. So, yeah.
Yeah. What's it like when you've got something so up and running there, you're a national power, and to walk away from it and start something new here?
Well, in the moment, as a former player too, and coach played the game, you think about the players that you're having to have to tell, hey, I'm leaving to go somewhere else, and dealing with that whole emotional roller coaster of everything. But it wasn't really for me, I didn't have any fear about it because I know Coach Mulkey, and she's a winner, and she's gonna win everything she touches is golden. So I think it was just more of this is gonna be a new ride. So
yeah. What was the first year like? Obviously, we knew that you inherited a team that was 9-13 from the season ago, but there were a cluster of good players that were left behind that you were able to coach up and to coach to 26 wins.
Well, for one, because we came in with such experience, even though they played different style of basketball than what they were used to, and we didn't recruit any of them because of the Texas ties in Louisiana, but I know the fact that they bought in the way they did, and they were able to accept, because they didn't know what to expect. They knew okay, she's intense. Okay, here's Kim Mulkey, she's a winner. Excited, nervous, all the above. For us, it was just we didn't have really any expectations. It was we're just going to go in, we're going to work hard, we're going to coach them up and try to get the best out of them. And it was every game we just kind of come down the hallway and just chuckle, wow, we just won another game. We just won another game. So, yeah.
Yeah. We joke about feeding the monster too quickly, and within a year and a half here, now people are asking the question, can LSU win a national title? Can LSU make it to the Final Four? What's it been like to, dial up those expectations so quickly?
It's, we try not to talk about it as much, even though in the back of everyone's mind, secretly kind of okay, we get this piece, we have this piece, we could actually do this. And I think at the beginning of the season, there's never hey, we're going to make it to a Final Four. When we were at Baylor, that when I came in there, that was the expectation. It was already set there. It was a Final Four, a Final Four. And now it's more people outside always tell me oh, Kim will do it in 3 years. She'll do it in 4 years. And I'm what are you talking? We got to start all over. And to see it kind of happening and but at the same time we're just literally it's cliche, but it's one game at a time, and that's just kind of how we're taking the approach this year and last year too. But
yeah. So your responsibility is the post, right?
With Coach Bob, with the legend.
And does that mean coaching the post offense and defense?
Yes. I think it's a good mix. Coach Bob obviously tons of experience. He's a legend. He's coached the best, the greatest. And for me, it's great because now I'm learning from him as well too in that style. And I think it gives the girls a good balance. Just knowing okay, they have Coach Bob as far as experience-wise, and then they have me with relatability and different things. Sometimes I think it's a good blend. For him, I know when he first got here, he was I'm going to watch you because I know you know what Kim wants and what she likes. And I thought that was I was oh, wow, okay. I was I got to make sure I'm doing good. So it was good. I think now, we kind of even in practice, we kind of bounce off each other. He'll take some defense and I'm okay, you got offense. I'm okay, cool.
And I think I have joked with a couple people of the staff. There's 10 of you guys on the bench. It takes 10 minutes for everyone to walk out. Mm-hmm. It is Kim's posse, huh? I mean, this is what she wanted, and each one of you has a special responsibility.
Yeah, no, we roll deep. We definitely roll deep. But I think that's what people and parents and recruits and everyone and players they like about our staff. They say, man, y'all have a lot of people, but in a positive way, as far as if anything you need, you can find someone on the staff to get it for you or to help you out or to okay, I need to go to this person for this. I need to go to this person for that. And I think it just makes it a lot easier. So it's not one person trying to juggle, 12 12 players and whatever else. So everyone has their person, but it's also like you may say, hey, so-and-so came to me today about this. And it's just it's a collective effort, and I think it works really well.
Yeah, and all the good ones, well, in this case, the great ones, know how to delegate responsibility and know the game is changing. And Jennifer Roberts, she'll take care of the NIL and different things. As Coach Mulkey gets a little older, just a tad, that she knows she can't take on everything. So that's what the great ones do, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Good deal. Well, what's it been like coaching Angel Reese?
Angel's she's a different, I don't even know what breed. I guess that's what I'm looking for. I knew about her obviously from high school and her time at Maryland. And when we found out she was in the portal, Kateri Poole actually is who texted me. I was talking with Kateri at the time, and she texted me and said, hey, little birdie is interested in LSU. And I was like, who? And she said, Angel Reese. And I was like, so I went to Kim, and Kim was like, call her up right now. So it was one of those, a no-brainer. She came down here, visited, everything, we meshed. Her and Kim had a great relationship. I think they're really good for each other, but Angel elevates our style of play to another level. I've watched her and like just her with all of her teammates, from Alexis Morris all the way down to the freshmen who may not see as many minutes or whatever. Like, she is constantly motivating, constantly on them, and even expecting a lot of herself. Like, she's tough on herself, especially with free throws and layups. She's super tough on herself. She knows she can go out and dominate any moment. So it's just one of those, like, it's nice to see. It's amazing to see.
She's a bit different, right? It's almost like a hybrid of sorts, where she can handle like a guard and push like a guard and drive to the hoop like a guard, and then also post up and do the things that you used to do, right?
Yes. I think that's what makes her such a challenge to guard. I think, like you said, she can go post you up, and she can use her length to score over you, and to power. She's strong, she's physical, and then she also has the confidence to face up and just, it's not that she just knows, okay, I'm going to make this move. It's such a feel for the game, and she has that. And everyone can't say they have this. We have to really work it, and the things that just come natural for her.
How do you feel about the modern player and personality? Maybe in years past they would say, hey, tone that down, or we don't, that's too much. But now we've got dances on the court, we've got billboards, we've got the Bayou Barbie going on. You've got a Barbie on your staff too. It's just her birthday.
Yes, Amanda Barbie, yes.
Yeah. So just what about that? This new era now, where you've got a lot of people knew Flage as a rapper before they knew her as a basketball player too, right? So how do you balance all that out?
I think it's I think it's good for the sport, honestly. Like, I love, even when I was like growing up and watching players, I like to know about the person. I like to know personality. Like, yes, they can be out there on the court and people can be kind of like just, monotone and not really have any expression. I like the expression. I know some people aren't favorites of it. I know some may think it's unsportsmanlike, or they may have different opinions, but I mean, if you're going to come play at LSU, you're going to come play for Kim Mulkey. And if you've ever seen her on the sideline, which she's known for, her animation, her intensity, just her excitement, like that's what makes the game fun. As far as like NIL and off the court personalities like that, you learn so much about players and just like what they do outside of basketball, like, and what their likes are. And I think that's what makes them relatable to a lot of high school girls and just anyone really, older fans and younger fans, anyone. So
what did you make of her comments earlier this year about her style of play and the criticism?
I could understand it. I know, being from Atlanta, yes, people have their stereotypes about what some women can play like and what you're supposed to act like on the court. And I think now, like, just times are changing, and it's not that you're not going away from, because it's crazy, because Angel is like, she's Bayou Barbie, she's a girly girl. It's not like she's this rough and tough, want to fight. It's just she's passionate. And I think same with our other Alexis North, passionate. Like, there are a lot of people that have their opinions about what you're supposed to act like and just play the game. But I think honestly sometimes that could be a little boring. Like, you want some excitement, as long as it doesn't cross the line into like, and I don't think it is. A lot of times these girls, they know each other at other schools. It's not about whether they're like, they're competing. And I think just that's part of it.
I think one of the big positives of this team is not only do you have an iconic Hall of Fame coach pushing the team, but the players are pushing each other. Like that exchange between Angel and Alexis after the
yes, that might have been in Tennessee game if I'm not mistaken.
Tennessee,
but I think but that started back in preseason. Alexis and Angel knew that we're going to go as far as they take us. And with everyone else, all the pieces, and like especially like phenom freshmen like Flage, like you got knockdown shooters like Jazz, and like we just knew that, and like a solid steady post with like LaDeja, like, and then the people off the bench, it was one of those. Angel and Alexis they're fiery people, they're strong-headed, and you don't know sometimes, okay, are they gonna the biggest concern was how are we gonna balance all these personalities, but they expect so much out of each other. Like on days if Angel's down, Lex is like, hey, that conversation could have easily been flipped. And I think we all know the talent that Alexis has, and I've seen it. I was there her freshman year at Baylor. Like I knew. So for us to reunite here at LSU and was like, hey, you can take this to another level and take us to the promised land if you want to. Yeah. We just need to do it every night. So.
Well, what does talk to me nice mean? Does it really mean talk to me nice? Or?
It's a compliment. I hear you, basically. Like I hear you and I agree with you and you're right. Talk to me. I've heard it said, I don't really use the phrase, but I know what it means. Yeah.
Like somebody said, Alexis is saying talk to me nice, like she's offended by what, like, no, that's not.
No, not at all. It's very much saying, I hear you, I agree, I got you.
What about Alexis? I mean, she's a guard, obviously, but just her story and what she's been through, and she's in her 5th year here, and can kind of like the fans compared her to Allen Iverson the other day, how she took over some of those games, and she said, I like that because he's one of my heroes. But what's it like to watch her?
Watching it, like even just watching her sometimes in practice, you get caught up in almost like not coaching. You're just like, wow. Like yesterday, she had a practice day, and I looked over at G, and he was like, oh my God. Because she was just at any moment, like, and she works at it. Like, she really works at her. She's in the gym, she's focused, she's watching film on her own. People don't really know what Alexis does behind the scenes as far as, like, to prepare for herself for basketball and for just her mental state. Like, even before a game, she's grabbing a coach, like, hey, I need to do some ball handling real quick. Like, and I think she's hit that point of the year now where she's like, it's all or bust. Like, I got to lock in. I have to carry this team. I have to be a leader. I have to be the general on the floor because she knows who she's playing for and why she came here to play. But no, we can go as far as Alexis will take us.
LaDeja, she's kind of versatile, right? I mean, you call her a forward, a post, but does that really describe her? I mean, how would you describe LaDeja and what she does?
I would say she's more of a face-up post player is what I would say. She can play both back to the basket and she can make moves, but she has a beautiful touch around the rim and like a beautiful face-up shot. So it makes her, it's deceptive sometimes because you forget about it until you see her make a drive from the high post or some like nice little face-up step back move and you're like, oh, okay, Day. But she's just like a steady, calm, collected like player, and so to see her when she does get hype, it makes you like, okay, like it's one of those. But Day has been so solid. And I'm happy she's here. Really happy.
Samaya Smith. Samaya Smith recently has really gotten into the games and given you guys, some energy and some big buckets and some 3-point plays and stuff, huh? No,
a little dog. They call her a little dog. When she's playing real good, we call her medium dog because Samaya is starting to come into her own. She knows we recruited her really heavily at Baylor, and so when we came here, we're like, we got to get Samaya. Like, she has to come here. She's so skilled. Originally we were like, physically, is she going to be able to withstand like the SEC and like because she's tall, she's thin, but she's starting to get that like I can play above the rim. She's learning where her strengths are, and I don't have to push and bang. I don't have to be in here like LaDeja and knocking up against people. You need to use my strength. Let me get up and block shots. Let me, just do what I do best. And that's what Coach tells every day, Samaya, do what you do best. Play above the rim. Girls can't do what you do. Like when we can throw an alley-oop up and you can go in the air, catch it and finish, everyone can't do that. And I think now, like she, as a freshman, you hit bumps in the road where you're up, you're down, but she's starting to come into her own confidence-wise. You can see it. You see her in the gym. You can see it in her face. You can see it in her expressions, even her talk and her walk. Her shoulders are back more. Yeah. But we love Samaya. She's sweet.
Looking at your recruiting class, I had a chance to visit with Aaliyah Del Rosario.
Yes.
The other day.
Big guard. She calls herself Big Guard.
Big Guard?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
So I know you're looking forward to coaching her.
I am. Because I was fortunate, like I said, when I got to Baylor, it was we had Kalani Brown, big back to the basket post player. We had Lauren Cox. And I think the excitement about Aaliyah is her being able to play with Angel next year and the compliment there. Like, she'll still be a freshman. They all go through roles, but like, she can do, I got to see her a couple times throughout the year and throughout her high school, I think the last 2 or 3 years. And people don't know she can shoot the three. She can shoot the outside shot. She can post up. She's strong. She screens. She rebounds. And like one of the things I think a lot of post players coming to high school, they rebound, like learning to rebound outside of your area, not just waiting for the ball to come to you. Aaliyah does that. And that's something that you don't have to teach coming in. That's still how I already have that above everything. It'll just be a transition as far as like, the conditioning, the speed of play. But she has the skills to do great things here at LSU.
You mentioned Kalani Brown. That was a problem here in previous years. Louisiana talent going somewhere else. Michaela Williams, she can't get away, right?
No.
And so so you add her to the roster next year as well. And this is kind of, you don't take Louisiana kids just because they're Louisiana kids, but the ones who are the 5-star, those can't get away, right?
No, we started with Michaela. We needed her at Baylor. When we were recruiting her hard at Baylor, I remember she was her freshman year, she came on campus, and I was like, okay, this kid from Louisiana, because we got to get this kid. And then when we knew we were getting the job here, she's like, number one priority is Michaela Williams. We have to get her to stay home, and she has to see, and we knew we had to recruit the best, the Flages, the Samayas, the bring in kids in the portal to show like that we could show like we're gonna get it done here quicker. It's not gonna be just by yourself. It's not gonna be you trying to carry the load, but like you could come here and do great things with great people.
What about what Coach Mulkey has done for women's basketball in a year and a half here in terms of Simone getting a statue and other things that in the past, quite honestly, I don't think were considered for women?
I think I'm watching it and I'm sitting back, I'm like, she didn't have to do any of that. She could have came here and said, okay, I'm gonna work from the kids I have recruited and then we'll build down the line. The things she's doing for the community and for women's basketball, and like Simone, she didn't coach Simone. She wanted to, but she didn't get to coach Simone. And I think, and Sylvia and all those kids, like they're coming back and they're embracing her, and it's a mutual thing. And I think that Coach Mulkey has been like, I don't know, she's the way she is with people in general, like she's not this, like, I guess people think she's untouchable sometimes and they get to know her and they're like, oh wow, like she really does puts forth effort to build relationships and she wants to grow the game, and I think that's what makes such a good pleasure to be able to play for her and work for her.
Speaking about growing the game and fans and everything, we can say I give top effort no matter how many people are in the stands. But let's be honest, when there's 9, 10, 11, or in your case, 15,000 tickets sold for a game this year, the kids have to be more excited, give more effort than in previous years before you got here when, there was only a sprinkling of fans at the games. 100%.
Even the seniors last year, like Kayla Pointer, she told us, she's like, I've never played in front of a student section. And she was a 5th-year senior, and she's like, and that meant a lot to her. Like, yes, we're winning, but to be able to do it in front of people and have that support, it means a lot. And so I see, even when our girls, and they hear like it's a sellout, and they're like, oh, it's so, and then we go on the road to other schools, and it may not be that. We're like, we have the biggest fan section. Our fans travel. So seeing that support, like people want to play in front of people. They want to be able to be supported. They want their family and fans to be able to see them and support them. And it means a lot. When you're down and you're struggling, you hear that crowd get on their feet, and you're like, okay, we got to get a stop right now. We need a bucket right now. So it's good. It's fun.
What's it like after the game, like seeing the girls go and high-five the students, and for those of us who grew up in the 90s, we call that crowd surfing?
I was about to say Alexis crowd surfed. Yes. But it's great. Like, I watch it, especially like I look at our freshmen in general, because I see them go through the line, and like they've never seen this, never experienced this, and I'm like, some may have at other places, but not like this. It's different at LSU for sure. But to see them do things that they probably have seen men's programs do on TV, and like, with the Cameron crazies up and everything like that, they've seen that and they're like, wow, like we have this, but for women. And so I think that's a big step in the right direction.
Okay. Down the stretch here, I ask all the evergreen questions first. So we finish with the more timely stuff. So you're going to South Carolina this weekend.
Yeah.
So South Carolina, they got Aaliyah Boston down there. They've got another girl who's 6'7", another girl.
Cardoso, yeah.
So how are you preparing Angel for this and LaDeja?
Well, Angel and LaDeja are preparing themselves. That's the best part of it about it already. And LaDeja started her career at South Carolina, so this is going to be a little bit of a, like, okay, she may be taking some things personal, and at the same time, which is good, but she is going to be even keel and steady. Everyone's locked in. We started our preparation yesterday after giving them 2 days off, and I say yesterday, but mentally they've been,
Yeah.
it's been circled on everyone's calendar. We try to block it out, but it's here now. And so I think it's just more of a matter of keeping everyone like collected and calm and locked in on what the game plan is. Obviously, the biggest thing is for us is going to be rebounding because they're big. Like you just mentioned, 6'7", 6'5", Nalia Boston. Like boxing out, rebounding, and just being able to compete on the boards with them. So
Yeah. Toughness.
well, absolutely. Being able to be physical, playing tough inside, guarding. There are different things we're going to do and work on, not changing who we are because Coach Bob made a great point yesterday. The things that South Carolina does well, they rebound, they push in transition, they're tough physically on defense. Well, these are all things that people say about LSU as well. We rebound, we push in transition, we're tough physical on defense. So it's going to be not just we have to worry about them, but we also know that when we go into their house, they got to guard us too. So having that confidence to know, like, it's not, the pressure's not on us. It's really on them and whatever. But we're going in to compete and, yeah.
This crowd and atmosphere that you're going into. I joked it's like when Rocky Balboa went into Moscow to take on Ivan Drago. I mean, just like, the intensity and how do you get ready for that, too? I mean, this is 18,000 we're looking at, sold out for like 3 weeks. And then just the intensity of, hey, LSU, we're South Carolina. You're not coming into taking this from us.
Right. Well, I mean, I think, one, with the crowds that we have had, it helps, even though those people were for us. And then when we're going in someone else's house, they're going to be for South Carolina. But I don't think the number of people is really going to bother. I think we know, like, we have our team, our collective people are on the court, and we're going to have our group that's in the stands. And I don't really think the girls are really freaked out about it being, it's 18. They're excited. They're like, this is great for women's basketball. This is going to be a good game. Like, this is on national TV. It's going to be fun. So.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what about what it means for the sport? It's on Super Bowl Sunday and 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and certainly there'll be a lot of people that are just flipping channels that'll come across and say, "Oh, I'm going to watch this." What does it mean?
Well, and I'm on Twitter and I'm looking and I'm like, people are putting LSU women's basketball versus South Carolina with the little greater than Super Bowl, and I'm like, wow, okay. And I mean, I can't say they're wrong, but I think it's great. I think it's good for the sport. Like, it's just going to be a good day. People can just sit at home, like I said, cut the TV on and watch sports all day, and you're going to get hopefully 2 really good games.
All right. Anything else we need to know about Daphne Mitchell as we wrap up here? Gary Reedus, is he like your brother? Like, I feel like when I watch y'all kind of keep each other in check a little bit.
I've known Gary for a while. He's actually married to my best friend. So his wife, we played college basketball together. So that's where our connection came from. So I've known G since he was trying to court and date and propose and do all that stuff. So yeah, I guess he is like my brother. We don't think it, but we just laugh. I think we bound. He has an outgoing, loud, bubbly personality, and I'm like, gee, calm down, like whatever. But at the same time, he knows me behind closed doors. I'm just as silly. I just mask it a little better than he does. But
good deal. You enjoying Baton Rouge?
I am. Only 20 extra pounds Baton Rouge to put on me, but I'll work on that.
It sounds like what Kim talks about, right? I keep eating down here. I can't stop eating this food. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
Great visiting with you.
Thanks, Jock.
All right.